Here we are again. Hello, hello, hello. This time we're in for a happier, fun, inspirational live stream. Apologies about the last time I was live, because it was quite a sad one, wasn't it? Because it was namely representing my late grandfather on the 5th anniversary of his death, as you know. But I felt better the next day, despite the hard anniversary of his death. But I'm fine now, and here we are for another live stream. And then after that, we've got a few days off until the 24th of this month. Howdy, howdy, Pamela. Howdy, howdy, and hugs to you always. Great big tight hugs. Ah! Well, always a tight hug, and certainly if I was sitting on the couch, it would be probably a nice long cuddle. More likely. No, you're not going anywhere. Come on, talk to me. Sit down, talk to me. Look, I don't want you hurt. You know. Pamela, I have to say, I'm doing extremely well, thank you. I went to see a new movie recently. Oh, would I recommend it? Well, to speak of many new movies, most new movies are not all that good nowadays. But this one, it did quite well. It actually did quite well, this one, as I thought when I saw it. It wasn't overly done, wasn't too much graphic editing, action as there was in it. Not going to say action because that would spoil the movie for those who have not seen it yet. It wasn't too overly done, not too much graphic editing, you know, not too much violence, not too done to death. It went all right, you know. It certainly did all right. So thank you, Pamela. It went, you know, I'm doing very well, thank you. And hello to Herman. Certainly is it a real pleasure to see you. And Nutmeg and Charlie. Charlie, I think you did tell me before that you're not over 18. Just to let you know, live streams, Charlie, they're for over 18s only, unfortunately. My mods did not take kindly to under 18s being in the lives. I wish we could, but we have become what you call a bit more unfiltered with certain humor. We might say something naughty, which could be insuitable for younger viewers. We're not trying to be horrible, Charlie. No. But live streams, it's generally time for adults, I'm afraid. But other content like the videos I do and all that, that's for all ages. But these ones, live streams, it's adults only, unfortunately. I wished it wasn't, but the mods wouldn't have under 18s. But hello to Nutmeg. Hello to Blacksmith. Hello to you. Ta-da! Hello, Maureen. I thought it was better than I thought when I saw it, Pamela. It was certainly much better than I thought when I saw the new movie recently, which came a few short days after I saw Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy. That was brilliant. Unfortunately, Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy, wholesome as it is unfortunately a 15. There's no violence or anything, but I'm not going to spoil it. But that's a 15, Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy, unfortunately. But it really should be a 12, in my opinion, as opposed to a 15. Whereas the one I saw, it really should have been a 15, but in fact, it's a 12A. And yet there's probably... I'm not going to spoil it. But I'm just showing my opinion, that is. Rate new movies properly. Right. You know, hello to you always, Hailey. And hello to Betty and Steve. Hello to you always. Hello. The Jam Band. I don't know the Jam Band very well. Hello to you. I trust you, Charlie. I very much trust you. And you've never done anything naughty, not one little bit. But I did actually put a little warning sign. There's a pinned comment. If you read the pinned comment, you'll see what it says. Just to say, Howdy, howdy, Zev. Howdy, howdy, and hugs to you always. And Sea Gypsy, hello to you. Hello, hello, hello to you always indeed. The gang. You do very lovingly like to think of us as the gang, don't you? Really, we're a friendship group, but don't worry, no worries at all, Sea Gypsy. We don't mind the gang. We're not a bad gang. We're a good gang. It's namely because of a lot of unfiltered humour. Because normally, as the live goes on, we get unfiltered humour, which could be unsuitable for younger viewers. That's why, Charlie. You know, it could be unsuitable. You know, and also we had 2 cases where we had some under 13s on my live streams. One in 2024 and another recently. We're not, but please, we're not. We have nothing against under 18, Charlie. We have completely nothing against. Some of us, my friends in here, they're grandparents themselves, but they do worry very much about the risks social media can pose to those who are not yet of adult age. Just to tell you, we're not trying to be horrible. We're really not, but we're just doing it for the safety. You know, it's really for the safety of a younger audience and really to cater well to the content I provide. No, we're not. We have nothing against under 18s, don't we, Herman? We certainly do not. You're a grandma 4 times over. I know. I know you've got grandchildren. Pamela, yes, and of course you're extremely fond of your grandchildren, aren't you? You love them to bits. Oh, I mean, I think you'd be too young to be my grandmother. Old enough to be my mother, yes, as you might be, but probably too young to be my grandmother. No, but if you were old enough to be my grandmother, Pamela, you'd probably find yourself being widely loved by me. You know, and all that. And hello to Maria. Hello. I do hope you enjoyed you're still enjoying your holiday, the final weeks and days of your holiday, Sea Gypsy, with your daughter, and I would assume the grandchildren as well, if I mean, correct me in case I'm wrong, because I don't know if you've got any grandchildren or not, and all that. Hello to you, Maria. Hello, hello, hello to you. This is true. Jody makes a good point. You just received a video of your newest grandson giggling wildly for the first time. He's 4 months old. It made your heart sing. And hello to Heather. Hello, hello, hello to you. And am I missing anybody out? Who was it that I missed out? I'm trying to see. I need to scroll. Oh, ta-da! Hello to you, Maureen. Hello. Hello. And Sue. Hello to Sue. No, I'm very well, thank you. Hoping you and your neighbour are okay. Obviously, one can't take for granted, having a centenarian for a neighbour. But so long as, she can still do her own shopping and can still live life to the full, at least she's still got some freedom of independence. At what, presumably almost 103. So long as she's happy and still got the independence and freedom to still live life to the full on her own terms, or sometimes occasionally with the help of family, that's the main thing. Because can I tell you something, Sue? One of my former teachers at my secondary school, she used to help care for a little old lady who was 100, and unlike your neighbour who can still do her own shopping and things, she could not do any of that. I don't think she's alive now because she was 100. Because she was 100 back in 2015, and unlike your neighbour, Sue, she could not go out on her own and do her own shopping. She couldn't. Turned out she was actually very immobilized. And the only way she could walk was with a walking frame, but was fairly hunched over walking frame in her own home. and she could only walk around her flat, her own home, and that was it. She couldn't walk anywhere else. She couldn't even, only just around her home, and that was it. If she was to go out, she'd have to go out in a wheelchair, and she was what, younger than than the age your neighbor is now at the time. So not all people like your neighbor, Sue, are lucky in past the age of 100. Some are, but there are many who are not, who don't have the good fortune, to have the independence your neighbor has. She's 102 at the moment, but she's 102 at the moment, Pamela, but I think she's going to be 103 this year. I remember you telling me so, Sue, and I've not forgotten. I've not forgotten. Some people past the age of 100 are fantastic. There was a man in Wales, he lived to be 103, and he was still riding his moped at the age of 101, 2 years before he died. And he was quite mobile still. At 101, he was walking around unaided. At 101 and unaided walking, and still to ride your moped at that age. Impressive. He didn't look 100, by the way. I mean, he didn't look 100. I mean, personally, I would have thought he could pass for being about 88, in my opinion, something like that. I hope it's not just me, but you've noticed lately a lot of old people have got rather rude lately and waving their walking sticks at younger. Really? Oh dear. Oh no, I hope I didn't painfully shock you, Sue. Oh no. I seriously hope I didn't painfully shock you. Your great uncle died at 104. He was driving a tractor when he died. Oh, still driving a tractor past 100. He obviously was much more active than the little old lady, he was obviously more active than the little old lady my former teacher used to look after when she was 100 at the time. Obviously more active than she was. Hello to you, Athos. Hello. And Janet. Oh, no. Oh, Charlie, your 7-year-old cat has been run over yesterday, and it has not been the same without you. Oh, please give Charlie some empathized sympathy, please. Please give Charlie some empathy. His cat has just been run over, so empathy to Charlie. I mean, and I'm going to tell Daphne and Nixie, and then they can give their condolences. Always a pleasure to see you, Athos. And Janet, hello, hello, hello to you. Always hello. It is a wow in a way, Maria. Yes, hello to Maria. Sorry if I didn't acknowledge you. Right. You're amazed at my memory, yes. But also, I wouldn't say hello to you without giving you a nice long hug, Sue, even though you're quite little. Well, in a way, I could just hug you quite protectively, couldn't I? But can I tell you something, Sue? I think I do know a lady who's as short as yourself. Just to say. I do know a lady probably about the same height as you. And I think I know another lady who's around about I think she's either 4'8" or 4'9", something like that. So I do know some very, very short ladies like yourself, Sue, just to tell you odd things. And I've got a short best friend, but he's nowhere near as short as you. He is a short man, taking into account his 5'4.5" of height, which is shorter than that of my 5'8". I couldn't agree with you more, Maureen. I certainly couldn't agree with you more. No, yes. I mean, even though you said that your health has taken a battering in recent times, even though you said your health has taken a battering in recent times post a twice cancer ordeal, I'm happy you have that philosophical outlook on life. I'm really pleased. And if only more had it, if only more had your philosophical outlook on life. Hi, Jeanette. Hello to you. Hello to you always. No, Jeanette's lovely, isn't she, Pamela? And hugs to our Jeanette. And always hugs to you and Heather and all of you. And all that. Ah. And who else? Alfredo. Good evening. Hola, amigo. ¿Cómo estás? Good evening, Alfredo. I need to look up what good evening is in Spanish. I mean, my Spanish isn't appalling. I only know a few words in Spanish, and that's it. It's an appalling. But Pamela, if you're still here, I've got some presentations. I don't have as many as I would. I don't have as many presentations as I would like to have shown in this live stream, but I've got two. But I was aiming to show about 4 or 5. But no, I've only got 2 presentations which are going to be shown later in this live stream. And we're going to be finishing this live stream after 1 hour and 35 minutes, just to tell each and every one of you. And I forgot what time the next live stream is. Oh, Sparky, hello again. It's certainly been a great while. I did well, thank you, Alfredo. All I could do was try. All I could do was try. Oh, highly. Thank you, Don Marie, for your friendliness towards Alfredo. Thank you. And I'm missing what Nutmeg said. Thank you, Nutmeg, for your kindly greeting towards Alfredo. Thank you. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you. Thank you most sincerely, kindly, always. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No, but if you wanted to know what movie I recently saw, Pamela, shortly after the Bridget Jones' Mad About the Boy, which has now been currently theatrically released in all movie theaters in England and the United States of America. The next movie I saw shortly after that was Captain America, A Brave New World, just to say. Astonish you as it might, Pamela, Captain America, A Brave New World has got Harrison Ford in it. Astonish you as it might, it's got Harrison Ford in the movie. Martin, hello to you. Hello to you always. "20 years is a long time. Captain, it was better than I actually thought it would be. Actually, Heather, before I saw it in the movie theatre, I was initially expecting it to be not very good, and I was expecting it to be done to death. I was expecting it to be very done to death, overly edited with too much graphic and all that, but action as there was in Captain America Brave New World, it was really quite good. Not too much violence, not too much over editing. You know, there was a bit of depth of originality to it, as I saw. It was a good movie. And Harrison Ford is a fantastic actor. I mean, in his 80s now, still looking very handsome in his 80s, quite obviously. Not surprisingly, really. He's aged a bit compared to when he was, say, 79 or 80. But other than that, he's still got it. But rumor has it, Heather, because, you know, he's 83 in July, Harrison Ford is, and Wanda, who's also going to be 83 in July too, much like him. Rumor has it that Captain America Brave New World may be his last movie, which actually, it did actually sadden me a little bit because, you know, the movie industry just would not be the same if Harrison Ford retires. It just would not be the same should he retire now. No, it really would not be the same if he just retired now. I mean, a lot of actors don't retire at 82 or almost 83. But many actors keep going into their 90s, or if they're lucky enough to live to 100, still work past that age if they've got the health for it. But rumor has it may be his last movie. I know. If he retires this year, Maria, I'd be saddened. He's a fantastic actor. He's definitely an actor I very much admire, Harrison Ford. Clint Eastwood, he's 95 this year, Alfredo. Clint Eastwood's 95 in May. At the end of May of this year, and he's still not even retiring. And you've also got Mel Brooks, who's going to be 100, not this year, but next year in June, he'll be 100. Around about the same time as shortly after my 25th birthday, he'll be celebrating his 100th birthday next year. And he's showing no signs of slowing down whatsoever, impressively. And he's working on a new Spaceballs movie, on the screenplay with it. There's going to be a potential Spaceballs sequel, and he's working on writing it, despite being well into his 90s, impressively as it has it. We need people to play old people too. Oh, yes, no, the loss of Dame Maggie Smith, I know. Dame Maggie Smith. No, it was such a shame that she died. She was almost 90, so she did very well for it. She lived to be almost 90, but we've got Dick Van Dyke. He's going to be 100 in December of this year, and he does not look 100. There's a picture of him actually this year. It was in January of this year, and he is a bit more frail than he used to be, but he's still fit. He's a little bit frailer, but he's fit otherwise because he hits the gym. I mean, he hits the gym about 3 times a week despite his age. No, I totally agree. I know Betty White, she almost made 100, I know. Hello to you, my good old friend Southern. We go back a long time. Hello. Blazing Saddles film was funny. I've not seen that, but I've heard it's funny. Vanessa Redgrave, yes, she's still going, well into almost 90. She's not retired. I couldn't agree with you more, Jodie. He's a very handsome man. There's a recent picture of him taken at the Captain America Brave New World premiere. He did actually look a bit older in Captain America compared to what he looks like now, but otherwise, still amazingly good. Amazingly good. I think he has aged a bit since last year, but other than that, amazingly good. I'd say personally, he's at nearly 83. I think he looked about maybe 63, I'd think, something like that. Whereas last year, I thought he looked about 59, in my opinion, that is. And if I didn't know how old he was, I think he could pass as being about 15 years younger, something like that. I know, he did well to live to over 100. He didn't look 100 at the time of his death. He did not look in his hundreds. He was pretty good looking up till he died. And he was a brilliant actor, Kirk Douglas. But when he was 100, I couldn't get over how good looking he was at 100. Still a good head of hair up till he died. Never went bald, never lost his good looks, even until the day he died, despite the stroke, which impaired his speech. Still nothing, still an amazing actor. Very accomplished, a real, true Hollywood star, our Kirk Douglas was. That was Indiana Jones' Dial of Destiny. He injured himself in fairly recent years, Dawn Marie. When he was aged 79, he injured himself. Couldn't agree with you more, Pamela, yes. But skinny as he was, at just short of 6'1" and 147 pounds, he was always very fit and all that. Hello to you, Stevie. Hello to you. And Anthony Mackie, he's Captain America. He was amazing. I wouldn't give away what he did in the movie, but he was amazing, Anthony Mackie. Bridget Jones, the Bridget Jones Mad About the Boy, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. It's brilliant. It's very brilliant. Bridget Jones for Mad About the Boy. And Captain America Brave New World, initially, I actually thought it was going to be a 1 or 2 for me. But I'd actually give it a 3 out of 5. So a good movie, not as good as Bridget Jones. You know, I mean, it's not as good. Not as good as Bridget Jones, but it was a good movie. Of course, you're wanted, Charlie, but you know we only cater live streams. We only cater to those who are 18 and over. Unfortunately, it's only adults time only in the live stream. But you're always wanted in my content. You're always welcome, be it the videos I provide and all that. But live streams, it's respectfully only for adults only. Yeah. No, he was brilliant, Dick Van Dyke. He was brilliant in Mary Poppins and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I've seen both movies. They're brilliant. They're brilliant. But I never saw them until in my later youth. I never saw them as a child, unfortunately, Mary Poppins and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I only saw them when I think I was about 16. I think I was about 16 when I saw those movies, so it wasn't until a bit later in life that I saw them. No, I wasn't the only guy in the cinema. No, I was not. Thank you. At least, thank goodness, I managed to see 2 new movies that I thought were what I would say were fairly decent. You know, you've got a few errands to run. Oh yes, your son's playing tomorrow evening. Good luck with your son's concert tomorrow. Do take care. Ta-ta for now, and hugs always, Heather. Hope the errands work out all right. Don't overdo it. Never seen one of the Bridget Jones movies, Dawn Marie. How astonishing. How astonishing. No, it's wonderful. Any movie that's got, if you were referring to that being Harrison Ford, any movie with Harrison Ford in it, it is wonderful. Oh, Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. Oh, Pamela, that is an astonishingly marvelous movie. I could just watch, I could watch Bed Knobs and Broomsticks any day. I watched it. The first time I watched it, I immediately, I was talking about it nearly non-stop the next day after I saw it. I could remember telling my school friends all about that movie, Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. I mean, it was a marvelous, marvelous movie. I mean, I couldn't stop talking about it to my friends in school when I saw it. I really liked it that much. I still like it that much. I mean, I still like it this much, even as a 20-plus-year-old. I really do. Good evening, Rexy. Good evening to you. No, he's brilliant. And Dick Van Dyke, he's also in Night at the Museum. Dick Van Dyke, despite being older, and he can still dance, despite being in older age. You've shared it with your grandchildren now, Bed Knobs and Broomsticks. They loved it. I wouldn't be surprised. It appeals to children very greatly. Bread Knobs and Broomsticks in every way, really. Pamela, it appeals to children very well. Disney, oh, I love many Disney movies. I don't like the Disney movies that are very overly done to death. funnily enough, Herman, I actually did think of myself as one day starring in a movie, but I think it's a bit unlikely, to be honest with you. Don't know if I'd be able to get through an audition okay. I mean, I may have some acting talent, but I think my talent I think they're expecting an acting talent beyond what I can represent and present and express myself to an auditioning manager and all that, Herman. Wouldn't mind. Is this bed knobs and broomsticks you're referring to, Jeanette? Oh, and one more thing. Cheers, everybody. Cheers. This is cloud apple juice, by the way. Yes, this certainly is good. Don't worry about missing the movie. Thank you, Stevie. Thank you kindly. Thank you for the good, timely reminders, Jodie. Thank you kindly. Jeanette, yes, my brother and sister-in-law were in a movie when you were small, really? Oh, wow. Oh, how wonderful learning of this. And it was this time last year, I was reflective recently from a memorable moment in my time of appearing on live streams with other YouTubers, especially Graham, Fiona, Trevor, what have you. And it was on the 18th of February, this time last year, I made my first debut appearance outside of a gaming live stream within Graham and Fiona's live stream. Even though the subject name was heavily revolved around the trolling Graham, Fiona, Trevor and I had faced at the time, especially shortly after Trevor and I did our debut live stream together. It was quite a valuable moment for me because what made it all the more extremely valuable shortly after the live stream was over, or before the live stream was over, was when Michelle Pope came on towards the end, when I could have least expected it. Oh, who couldn't love Michelle Pope? Oh, what a valuable moment that was. I could just relive this moment again. I really could. And it really cheered me up because it was a hard day, because it was the anniversary of my grandfather's death. Because the 18th of February every year is the anniversary of his death. But it was the fifth one that was particularly quite hard because it's half a decade since he went. But it really, it cheered me up when I appeared on the live stream, despite the serious circumstances. It was namely the serious topic it was talking about in those circumstances. It was it really cheered me up very greatly when I appeared on it. When I made my appearance on it, it really very greatly cheered me up. So that was a memorable moment from when I appeared with Graham and Fiona on a live stream. And even 1 year later to this day, from the very time it happened, I couldn't be more thankful and more grateful to Graham and Fiona for generously allowing Trevor, Michelle, and I the opportunity for appearing on their live stream that very February evening, despite the serious circumstances it was namely talking about at the time. Though Graham and Fiona may not have live streamed in recent times and not live streamed since Christmas, they've got a lot going on. But do be assured there's always going to be me with the live streaming, more or less weekly, whenever I can. And of course, and of course you've got Sapper. He's moved his live stream. News to share, Sapper changed his live streaming schedule to Fridays, 8:15 p.m. weekly. And I know next week I've got a live stream on a Friday next week. And but I had to change the timing of the live stream, just to say. I had to change it because of the time Sapper would be doing it on a Friday. Initially, it was going to be 8 o'clock in the evening on the 28th of February 2025, but now it's been changed to 6 o'clock in the evening. But that's what live stream, I think it's only going to last 1 hour. And I think I could tell you 2 people who would kindly recommend me to make it 1 hour before Sapper goes live. Or finish 1 hour before Sapper goes live if I were to do a Friday live stream in future references. Before one guesses, it would be Harriet and Jody who would recommend so. For the right reasons, that is. The thing that really got me most motivated into history was learning it through school, and I think I don't know if it was my grandparents, though they were interested in history, as was I, as am I. The thing that really emboldened my interest in history most was through school, Sparky, just to say. As does I, Harriet and Maureen, as does I. Annabelle, I don't think Annabelle's going to be live streaming until March, as far as what I've seen. I'll check anyway, but very quickly. I'm going to check as quickly as... No, Annabelle's not going to go live with a members only live until March, just to say. So, yeah, it's not till March, Annabelle's live streaming. No, I stand with the Heskeths too. Yeah, no. Not to worry, Pamela and Jeanette. There's always going to be the replay. There's always going to be the replay. And also, can I say, I don't know if anybody's heard of the actor Carl Lumbly. Carl Lumbly, Lumbly, Lumbly. Not Joanna Lumley. It's Lumley spelt differently to how Joanna Lumley's name is spelt. Sapper, hello to you. And Sapper, I will try and message you at some stage regarding presentation music, because I haven't used music this time in the upcoming presentations I'm going to show in about the next 5 or 10 minutes or so, but I'll try and message you regarding music for future presentations I'm to show in future live streams, which I must say is a fantastic idea. And I'm still going to take this idea on board, Sapper, just to tell you. So thank you for the suggestion. Annabelle's not going live on Friday, Jodie. I already just said, if you check her channel, she's not going live this Friday. She's clearly not. No, the game is always fun. Punk background tunes. Punk, I was more or less thinking soothing, but do demonstrate the music if you can, Sap. I mean, I'll message you at some stage so that you can show me some demonstrated tests. And if I like them, I'll use it. But if there's one I didn't like, I'll obviously tell you beforehand before using them in presentations and things. But I will try and message you at some stage regarding musical pieces for presentations to make them a bit more interesting. Nutmeg, do concentrate on your work. Your work is very important. And especially your line of work, which you did privately tell me about. I'm not going to leak any information about it here on the live, but all I'm going to leak out is that your line of work comes at the utmost forthright importance. It's the What the Hell Is This Song I imagine you and Pamela are going to miss. What the hell is that song? God damn it, I know it. What the hell is this song? God damn it, I know it. I forget the lines. Or what the hell is this song? Oh, I did see the question, but I missed it the first time. I'm seeing it now. Southern, no, I haven't. No, but I have heard of Kenneth Cranham, however. Kenneth Cranham, I have actually seen him in a movie, but not Murder on the Atlantic. The only movie I saw Kenneth Cranham in was in Hot Fuzz. I've seen him in that. And I have seen Hot Fuzz, by the way. Very violent, but very funny. Hot Fuzz is a bit gory. It's not something I could watch all the time. One of the only reasons why I'd like to watch it every now and then is because it's very funny. But the thing I don't like too much in Hot Fuzz is the violence and gore in it. That's the only thing I dislike a bit about it. No, too much violence, too much gore. Disgusting. Very, very disgusting. I slay you. Oh, gosh. Oh, don't worry about missing anybody, Sapper. It's certainly no trouble at all. No trouble at all. You laughed out loud the whole time. Apparently, I mean, even surprised me as it might, Sapper. Fridays, unfortunately, I mean, little did I realise this until recently. Fridays don't work out for Jeanette and Pamela, but at least they can watch it on the replay. But Friday lives don't work out for them. I mean, I had little realization of this until recently, but that's unfortunately so, and I didn't know until recently. Just to share all that. Yeah. I don't know. We'll need to see what Pamela has to say. And there's another question I missed. I need to go up because I missed a question. What the hell is that song? What the hell is that song? God damn it, I know it. Sapper is amazingly talented in every way. He is amazingly talented. Carl Lumley, yes, he is black. He is black, Jeanette. Yes, he's black. Not to worry, Pamela. Not to worry at all. No, but Carl Lumley, he's in Captain America Brave New World, just to let you know, Jeanette. And he's an amazing actor. It's the first time I've ever seen him in a movie. I mean, I've never, I mean, I have heard this face does familiarize me, but I never knew the name up until now. But amazing actor. And what really astonishes me most regarding Carl Lumley himself is how old he is. Seeing what he looks like at his age is what astonishes me the most. No, but he did a good role. He played a good character and good role in Captain America Brave New World. And quite a handsome man, in a way, I so think. Cagney and Lacey. I've never seen Cagney and Lacey. I need to give it a watch. Would you recommend it, Jeanette? Thank you, Maureen, thank you. But my guess is I bet he was ID'd a lot when he was in his 20s or 30s, Carl Lumley. That's my guess. He was probably ID'd if he was going to buy alcohol in his 20s or 30s. No trouble at all, Pamela, no trouble at all. You've got a lot to do with the farm and things. And correct me in case I'm wrong, Pamela, but aren't you due to go to Virginia State at some stage, you know, to see the children and the grandchildren? But correct me in case I'm wrong when asking you. Sorry if it was a bad question. You know. No, we'll miss you in the what the hell is the song? But obviously, if it doesn't work out for you, it doesn't work out for you. Cagney and Lacey was a favourite of your mother's, two female detectives in New York City. In April. Oh, okay. Good luck with going in April. Good luck with it, Pamela. And are they the grandchildren whom you got the Cat and Canary book, who live in Virginia? If I may ask. Because, you know, you were really asking. No, Pamela, when we, in our early days of our friendship, even though you found out about me first found out about me nearly 2 years ago now, good, but I didn't start hearing from you till about 1 year later. You were really kindly asking after me, really opening your heart out to me, which I appreciate most about you. You know, and you were asking me what books did I like to read and all that as a little boy and things, and then I recommended you know, and I couldn't, and then I you know, and I showed you one of my childhood favorites, and you was like, I'm going to get this for my grandchildren. There's another childhood favorite storybook I could show right now. If I just move the chair back a little, I'm going to show it now. I would recommend it to your grandchildren, just to say, Pamela. Oh, it was for the Texas grandchildren. Oh, okay. They're a bit older. They loved the book I recommended. How lovely learning so. How lovely learning so. There's another one I could recommend. Excuse me a moment. Oof. Wait a moment. This is another book I could recommend to your grandchildren. It's called Orlando the Marmalade Cat and His Silver Wedding. That's another childhood storybook of mine I could recommend to your grandchildren, Pamela. That's another one I could recommend. Millie Molly Man. Was this about the storybook, Sapper? You're always up for a good children's book recommendation. Oh, it's certainly a pleasure, Pamela. Certainly a pleasure indeed. As will I too, Harriet. As will I. No, but really, Pamela, thank you. No, really, thank you for opening your heart out to me so lovingly when we first really began to converse with one another. Thank you. No, you really opened your heart out so warmly to me. And if only there were more such loving people as yourself, or more loving grandmothers such as yourself. And I mean, I don't know how your parents were with your children as grandparents. I don't know what they were like as grandparents themselves whenever it came to looking after yours and your dearly loved husband's children. But I really couldn't appreciate your values more greatly sincerely always. I really couldn't appreciate them more enormously. Oh, that magic faraway tree. Certainly a pleasure always, Pamela. Certainly a pleasure indeed. Well, I think it's time now to show a presentation. One of the new ones this is, not the old ones. Gonna show one of the...
Gordon's alive?
Oh, what was that?
Gordon's alive?
And again?
Gordon's alive?
That was a bit naughty, wasn't it? Okay, time to show a presentation. Should one visit this enchanted little place? Well, I think it could be the place for you if you're interested in history in a similar way to how I am. Though, as truth only has things, everybody has a different preference to a certain liking of certain things. The Essex Museum of Gardening is enchanted. I took a paid visit to the Essex Museum of Gardening in the latterly part of January of 2025, and my experience when I went there, it's by all means, and certainly beyond a doubt, or beyond questionable doubt, a very nice, a very interesting experience learning about all the different kinds of lawnmowers from all different eras. That was what captivated me with great interest when I went, personally speaking for myself, from my own end of the woods of the experience from when I went. But the Essex Museum of Gardening is certainly something I'm going to recommend to all. I'm certainly aiming to go back there again for sure, but as a means of making this presentation interesting in one way or another, I thought I might show you more or less all there is to offer at the Essex Museum of Gardening. It really does get interesting, especially when learning about lawnmowers from all different eras. May I thank you all most sincerely kindly for taking the time in viewing and listening to this special presentation I've just shown here. Thank you all for listening. Well, that's it. That's the one of them. 1 out of 2, that is. And all that. Indeed they do, Pamela. Indeed they do. As did I. As did I. I was fascinated. That was the one. I was one of the lawnmowers I was most fascinated by. I went in the latterly part of January, Pamela, just to say. I went in the latterly part of January. Oh, that was sorry. I've never read The Secret Garden. I've never read it. I've listened to that one. I've heard of it. I've listened to it many times, The Carpenter's Top of the World. But before we show another presentation, I thought I'd show something rather interesting here. Oh, no, actually something astonishing, just to say. Pamela, yes. If you ever go to Houston, be sure to go to the National Funeral Museum. It's not as creepy as it sounds. It was interesting. You have just done a song in the style of the Toy Dolls. How interesting, Serpa. How interesting learning so. Sorry, wait a moment. Toy Dolls, late 70s and into 80s punk style. But before we get to the final presentation, I thought I'd show something rather astonishing, as it might. Okay. McLeod. McLeod. Oh, wow. Is Toy Dolls is that a copyright potential song, Sapper? Because I'd like to listen to it first, but I'll listen to it first before making final decisions before using them in presentations. But otherwise, interesting, and thank you. Okay. Okay. I don't know if one. Okay, no copyright. I don't know if one's heard of this guy, but this is the guy who I was talking about earlier on, Carl Lumley. Don't know if this face if one recognizes this face or not, but he was recently in Captain America: Brave New World. You know, but this is our actor, Carl Lumley himself. I mean, brilliant actor. First time I'd ever seen him in a movie. Brilliant performance he could do. Really, very good actor. No, but I forgot the name of the movie. It was Cagney and Lacey. No, that's it, Cagney and Lacey. I think I'll need to watch Cagney and Lacey. No, I don't think that's Madame Tussauds. I don't think so. No, he's American. He's American. That's Carl Lumley, the actor. No, he really hasn't. I mean, no, I haven't seen a picture. I have seen pictures of him when he was younger. I know I've seen pictures of him when he was young. He's hardly changed. Actually, can I tell you something, Jeanette? This picture of him was taken actually in 2018. Cagney and Lacey. I'll look it up. Yes, he was in Cagney and Lacey, as it turns out. It was the 1980s. 1982 to 19... Oh, yes, that was a brilliant deep fake. It was a fantastic deep fake. Yeah, Carl Lumley is in... as it turns out, he is in Cagney and Lacey. 1982 to 1988 was when it lasted. So it was 1980s, Jeanette, not 70s. No, but he's amazing how one could not change since they were young. If you didn't know, this picture of him was 2018, and astonish you as it might, he was 66 in this picture before one asks how old he was in this very picture. No, that's not Sidney Potter. That's actually Carl Lumley. Sidney Poitier looked very different to that. No, he looks very different to Sidney Poitier. No, but it really astonished me, actually, how old this guy is. I mean, could anyone imagine ever looking that young in their late 60s, past their mid-60s? I mean, I don't think I could imagine myself looking as young as that when he's, what, 66 in that picture. To ever look that young at 66 impressively. You know, I think it'll probably envy some people, probably make some people envious of him and all that. Ari Belafonte. Yes, no, I think so. But one thing I'm not pulling one's leg on was how old he was, Carl Lumley was in this picture. No, he was in his late 60s in that picture. Shocking as it might come across, but it even surprises me just how young he could look. Anyone could look at that age. No, he isn't. No, unfortunately not, Jeanette. No. How old am I? I'm 24 in June of this year, Herman. I'll be 24 this year. But I bet when he was my age, the actor, Carl Lumley, I bet when he was my age, I think he probably must have been ID'd if he was going to buy alcohol. That's my guess. I'm guessing he got ID'd every time he went to purchase alcohol when he was my age. You know, because the thing is, with a lot, generally speaking, not saying this to be racially offensive or anything, but generally, not always the case, but generally speaking, a lot of black people do generally look young throughout their lives. I'm 24 this year, Dominic, 24 this year. I know, Herman. The years just clock by, don't they? And if I can show, I'll get it up closely. This here was Carl Lumley just this year. And he's now 73 years of age. I mean, Lenny Henley doesn't look old. That's because he's a woke ass. He does not look old, I agree, but I never knew he was woke. No, but can one imagine ever looking that young at 73 years of age? So I need to put my shirt in. I mean, despite the grey, I think if he didn't have the grey hair, in my opinion, I think he could easily look about 30 years younger if he didn't have any grey hair. I couldn't agree with you more. That's Carl Lumley, 73 years of age. In my opinion, if I didn't know how old this man was, I would have thought he was more 53. I would have thought, in my opinion, something like that. I mean, I can't get over how young, and he was in Captain America in his 70s. In his 70s. I could have easily thought he was in his 50s, in my opinion, not 70. He is a very playful guy, isn't Sapper? He's a playful kid. Sapper is as playful as any kid you know. It's like playing Who's Who. I don't know how playful your grandchildren are, Pamela, but I'm guessing they've got a playful demeanor. Angela, I don't know Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett, I need to look her up. No, Angela Bassett's in her 60s, as it turns out. She's actually younger than Carl. She's 66. Carl's 73. And Angela's 66. And I'll write it down. I'll write it down. I did see a picture. No, I couldn't agree with you more, Nutmeg. Couldn't agree with you more. I think that would be Mother when she's about 66, you know. You know, I think both of them are very well preserved, if anything. 73 and 66. Well, but 73. Carl Lumley at 73. I mean, some people are astonishing. You know, some people are very, very well preserved in every way. I mean, I very much doubt I'll look that young as Carl when I'm 73. I very much doubt that, you know, and all that. And things. You know, but I didn't make anybody envious, did I? I hadn't made anybody envious. I mean, do put a 1 if I made anybody envious showing those Carl Lumley pictures. Dark skin doesn't wrinkle as fast as lighter skin. Couldn't agree with you more. Hi, Marianne. Hello. Please do put a 1 if I made anybody feel envious showing these Carl Lumley pictures. Please put a 1 in the chat if I made anybody feel embarrassed. Hi, Leah. Hello to you. Please put a 1 in the chat if I made anyone embarrassed. No, not to worry. It's all right. It's all right. I mean, to be honest with you, if anything, Marianne, if anybody could look as young as Carl Lumley, if anybody could look as young as Carl Lumley, that's what, 73 years of age, and look as young as he did, I think anybody could be embarrassed if anyone could look that young at that age. Sapper, oh, not to worry, not to worry. You know, some people do look obscenely good, but Mary has a good point there. Dark skin really doesn't wrinkle as fast as light skin. Couldn't agree with you more on that. Couldn't agree with you more. Only to see how I'm going to look when I'm, what, in my 70s. No, I'll tell you something, Leah. No. Oh, hello, Blacksmith. Hello again. Is this Basil, who was the boy now had the boy ring? Okay, well, Blacksmith, I was showing, you missed something. I think I'll show you quite quickly. Please do give me time. I mean, sorry, just to let you know, Blacksmith, I'm going to show something, but you missed something rather astonishing to show you something. Your brother is 83, still goes to the gym 3 times a week. Impressive. Same too. It could have been worse, yes. Here they say black don't crack, haha, but it's true. Darker skin stays much younger looking. You're envious. Oh, it was your son. Oh, sorry, Blacksmith. But Blacksmith, I've got something astonishing to show you. It might surprise you in a way. It's already made quite a few people envious looking at him, namely because of how old he is. I don't know if you know, Blacksmith, but this is the actor Carl Lumley. And I don't astonish you as it might, Blacksmith, but this guy is almost your age, at 73 years of age. I mean, I don't know about you, Blacksmith, but would you have ever believed this guy was 73 years of age if I told you? I mean, because I, for one, certainly would never have believed it if I didn't know how old he was. You know, I'm only showing this quickly for Blacksmith to see, but to look that good, to look, what, 20 plus years younger than what, 73 years of age. I remember, no, because you were 71 last year, weren't you, Marianne? I mean, you know, he was you were 71 last year. You enjoy keeping young by dancing like no one's watching. It'll keep you fit, though. Sup? Oh my word, Sapper, pole dancing? Are you serious? Sapper, are you fucking serious? Pole dancing? Oh goodness. I know he does, but I bet he's going to look as good. I bet he's going to look as good when he's in his 80s, to be honest with you. Couldn't agree with you more, Blacksmith. I certainly couldn't agree with you more. I wouldn't have thought he was in his 60s, Herman, no. I actually would, if anything, I would have thought he was in his 50s, the guy. Carl Lumley. I couldn't agree with you more, Blacksmith. He's incredible. He's incredible for in his 70s, this guy. He's absolutely... Looking at him, I couldn't even believe it. I mean, I think if he didn't have the grey hair, he could probably, in my opinion, I think he could look in his early 40s. True that, Dormery, true that. Hello to you, Josh. Hello to you. Who was the guy? The actor who I was showing a picture of, that was Carl Lumley. Carl Lumley, the actor. He was in something called Cagney and Lacey, and he was recently in the new Captain America, Brave New World, to tell you something. At least you don't do pole dancing, Marianne. Pole dancing I would advise against. Sapper, you naughty man. Pole dancing, asking that about Marianne. And she's much more respectable than that. I would tell you, that's for sure. She's far more respectable than that, than to go off pole dancing. Pamela was asking a question I missed. I'm going to look it up now. No, he wasn't actually. No, he wasn't in Blazing Saddles. No, Sapper, no, he wasn't. Carl Lumley, no, that's Harrison Ford. Jeanette, no, that's Harrison Ford who's Red Hulk, not Carl Lumley, no. No. But I need to find a question that Pamela had. Time to show it shortly, Pamela. Time to show it. Got the question up. The sheriff's coming. Oh, shit. Oh, oh no. No, but if you were referring to Carl Lumley, yes, he was in his 70s, the guy. He was in his 70s, astonish you as it might. I couldn't believe it when I saw it, but yeah, he'll be 74 this year. He'll be 74 in August, the guy. Oh, no. I would never intend to make Sapper cry. No, oh, no. Oh, bottom. Oh. He's a good actor, Denzel Washington. Fantastic actor. A lot of people at 74, Leah, don't look as young as Carl Lumley. They generally don't look as young as he, unless you've had like a facelift or something. But as Marianne would say, darker skin, well, particularly black skin, it really doesn't wrinkle as fast as white skin. Generally speaking, that is. That's generally as truth has things, but it's definitely not as old as it used to, isn't it? I must say. No. Right, time for the presentation now. It's obvious to point out that we have garden centres up and down the length and breadth of our country, or in many places around the world. But this garden centre, well, in my opinion, I thought it was a nice and enchanted little garden centre. First time I'd ever been, and this was located over in Essex, in the West Sussex County, not far from the Thatched-In pub, but a bit of a walk away from it, and actually quite a fairly considerable walk away from it. But Thatched-In, no, not Thatched-In, I always forget the name of the Essex Garden Centre. Well, let's just say it's the Essex Garden Centre, but a nice little garden centre to look around if one's interested in purchasing some new plants or garden seeds, vegetable seeds, or gardening equipment when one needs it most and all that. It's a nice little place, and it comes in handy, almost certainly, for the Essex residents. This enchanted little garden centre located over in Essex in the West Sussex County at large. And a very jolly nice little place. I was almost speechless, but not in a bad way, but speechless in a good way because of how enchanted the garden centre was, or certainly as I so thought when seeing it with my very own eyes and my very own hands-on experience and all that. So, so yes, it's a brilliant, brilliant place to be. The Essex Garden Centre. Would I go again? I'm certainly planning on visiting it again in the future, almost certainly, without a questioning ground of doubt. Oh, yes, indeed. But this is it for now for the Essex Garden Centre presentation. Please thank you all for taking the time to listening, and we shall certainly be going there again at some point in 2025, but not on an event-attending weekend. Much enchantment and much success for the future sustainability of the Essex Garden Centre business. Add this to your future list. Oh, interesting, Heidi. Hi, Carla. Hello to you. It was an enchanting place to go. Really, it was. Thank you, Pamela. Thank you. As does I. As does I too. And Blacksmith. Same, Nutmeg. I find the same thing there as well. And certainly a lot of nice plants to look at and all the rest of it. Some have a nice little cafe where you can just chill out after and have a nice, cup of tea and a nice or a bite to eat, what have you. The best places to get away from one's troubles, garden centres, looking at the flowers. If anything, Nutmeg, and certainly Blacksmith too, looking at garden centres and all the flowers, it can be very breathtaking to tell both of you of things, a very breathtaking experience and all the rest of it and things. Seems a great place to. Oh, come on. Sapper's only letting out some unfiltered naughty boy, naughty girl humour, Jeanette. We like unfiltered humour. A garden to keep fit and sane. Totally agree with you on that, Marianne. Couldn't agree with you more, Nutmeg. I certainly couldn't agree with you more. We have one or two in Northway. All old people friendly. Hi, Leanne. Hello, old friend. Hi, Leanne. Yes, I took up live streaming last year. Tell you something, Leanne. Welcome to my group. Welcome to my friendship group. Just to tell you, welcome to the group here. And Susan's here. Hello to you, Susan. There were a few presentations missed, but we have the Brooklyn Botanical Gardens here in New York City. Lovely. It's always a sincerely warm welcome, Leanne. Good to have you here. And welcome to StreamYard. Welcome to StreamYard. I don't know if you've ever seen a live stream done on StreamYard before, Leanne, but this is it. This is what StreamYard gives you. If I can see a comment, I can click it and it will show up. How impressive is that? No, but I took up live streaming almost a year ago now. Leanne. Although I did attempt to do a live stream in 2021, but it didn't work because of sound issues. But that was why, and that's why I didn't do one. So I tried one a few years back, but it didn't work. I tried a few more in 2023. Again, they didn't work out. But I tried again 2024. Worked out perfectly. And now I live stream, Leanne, more or less weekly, just to tell you of things. In case you wanted to know, I live stream generally, by and large, on a weekly basis. And I couldn't recommend anything better than live streaming in one's free time. It's the greatest thing for one to do. Hello, my lovely Susan. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Don't you worry about a thing. We'll watch the replay. Norfolk is knee-deep in garden centres. Grump Sapper would love all the neat bushes. Interesting learning of this from you, Marianne. Interesting learning of this from you. But aren't you Manchester, Marianne? Because I think you said to me before you're originally a Mancunian, as far as I'm certain. You know, but interesting learning of this from you. Found out some information about Big Ben. How wonderfully interesting, Josh. How wonderfully interesting. Oh, Lil Smith from Trevor's Content. Hello, Lils. Hello. Hello, and great big hugs to our lovely Lils. Ah, hello. Oh, Lils. Oh, lovely, lovely Lils. Already does this wonderful lady have a fine place in my heart. Goodness, is she just lovely. Goodness, is our Lil's lovely. I mean, you're certainly always extremely lovely to me, my lady. So, I mean, I love Lil's very dearly. I really do. You know, I mean, hello to Dave. Hello to you. This is true, Sapper. True that. No, who couldn't love you, Lils? I mean, I love you dearly. No, I love you very dearly, Lils. I really do. I mean, from the moment you approached me, Lils, and the moment I first heard from you, and when we really got conversant to one another, you are never afraid to expressly show your love to others. You are never afraid to expressly show your love to others. And I couldn't appreciate you more for that. And I certainly couldn't appreciate having a friendship with you more. Having a friendship with you, Lils, is all the more extremely valuable. Despite, I mean, I know it's been only a very short while, Lils, and excuse me if I sound rather daft saying this, but the moment we conversed, I couldn't help but learn to love you. I really couldn't help but learn to easily love you. I mean, it's just the moment I encountered Lils and conversed with her, it was just so easy to love such a lovingly kind lady, such as Lils herself. Very easy in every way, as I found, personally speaking from my end of experience. Hi, Alison. Hello to you. I know that, Josh. I do know that. Oh, please, Marianne, no trouble at all. Certainly no trouble at all. No, I said hello to Lils. I said hello to her, Pamela. Muffing? Who on earth is muffing? It can be various types, Sapper. It could be various different types. It could be various different types. I certainly couldn't agree with you more, Carly. I certainly couldn't agree with you more, Carla. No. No, it was very easy to love Lils the moment I encountered her and when we chatted together. It was very easy. I easily learned to love this wonderful lady. I very easily did. And I never regret warming up to her, and I never regret it. I would never want to regret it. If I could, Lils, I could just hug you tightly right now. I could just hug you very tightly. No, I could really hug you very tightly right now, Lils. I really could. But unfortunately, we're going to be finishing things off fairly shortly, I'm afraid, because the next channel I'm going to go to, if it live streams, that is, because sometimes they don't always live stream daily, is the No Other Cat community, is where I'm next off to. And the No Other Cat community what am I gonna? Oh, there we are. I mean, if it's gonna go ahead with live streaming, hopefully it'll go ahead today, because sometimes they don't go live regularly, you see. So it's time to finish things off. Thank you all indeed for watching. And I shall certainly chat out for now, Marianne, and I'll see you all in the next live stream on the 24th of February, 2025. Ta-ta for now, another time.